Mr. Speaker, when you closely look into the Land Transport Authority's core function, as stipulated under the Section 8 of the Land Transport Act 1998, which is also mentioned in this report, we will come to the fact that the 6 functions are rooted in one single word, which is safety. Mr. Speaker, sir, I noted with interest the committee's emphasis on the number of traffic infringement notices issued during the period of review. The report shows an increase of 12 to 49% traffic infringement notices given between the year 2014, 2015 to 2016. I think that covers the early part of 2017 as well. These 10 issuances, apart of being a deterrent, also used as indicators to the level of effort taken by enforcement officers to clamp down on the traffic offences on our roads as stated under the Section 86 and Section 92 of the Act. Mr. Speaker, sir, the downside about tin issuance, it is a reactive approach. What is disturbing is when we see an increase on tin issuance, but at the same time, death on our roads keeps increasing. For this year, there is a spike. An example, Mr. Speaker, a report released by police on 3rd August this year, 2023, stated a total of 25,960 traffic infringement notices issued for speeding offences only from the period 1st January to June 2023. Now, the distressing part that during the period of that heavy booking, there was also 56 deaths on our roads compared to 21 the same period last year. And that is about 170% increase on the number of deaths. Mr. Speaker, for the whole of 2021, there were only 25 deaths on our roads. And 2022, there were about 44 deaths. But here we are, in 6 months, the first 6 months of this year, 56 deaths. Mr. Speaker, common sense is telling us something is terribly wrong. Mr. Speaker, reflecting on these figures, I fully support the committee's recommendation, item 4.1, that the institutions responsible for road safety, namely police and land transport authority, need to be more proactive, acting beyond words, beyond reactive press conferences, and beyond post-accident articles, beyond responding to questions from reporters. We need to drive awareness in a consistent manner, targeting key stakeholders, drivers, public service vehicles, operators, pedestrians, and passengers with a clear, measurable outcomes. Mr. Speaker, we need to dig deep, invest the funds, commit the manpower, enforce the laws, penalize, criminalize, and consistently drive road safety awareness exponentially to critical mass, so we are talking about road safety from the community level right up to all echelons of leadership, and not sporadic awareness efforts from here and there. Mr. Speaker, I also noted from the report the committee's remarks for LTA to work in collaboration with various stakeholders to address challenges associated with e-ticketing. Mr. Speaker, one of the e-ticketing objectives when the idea first came in 2011 was to save the 30% bus operators' income that goes straight to the pocket of drivers. The understanding was that these 30% savings will enable bus companies to carry out refleeting, especially purchasing of good buses, to provide best and safe services for the people of Fiji. From 2017, when the system came to being, until to date, many challenges have been identified, and I do support the committee that a review to address challenges to convene immediately. Mr. Speaker, I would like to give few suggestions on some solutions LTA can take on board to assist in improving the e-ticket service. Number one, the top-up agents' accessibility. The lack of agencies in both the urban and the rural has become a real problem, and is one of the reasons it was hard for the traveling public to get card topped up. They do have the right to travel, and every avenue must be available in convenient manner to assist in topping up of e-cards. And whoever the service provider that will be contracted for this particular role should find solutions that can come in many phases to address this particular issue. Number two, Mr. Speaker, the connectivity. E-ticketing is internet-driven. The lack of connectivity in some areas totally hinders the system, and without the internet, both administering the fare through e-card and top-up is impossible. And if passengers are determined to travel, then their only option is to give cash to drivers. Number three, Mr. Speaker, the enforcement. In any law, without proper enforcement is useless. LTA will need to devise new methods of enforcing the e-ticketing law in a more stringent and consistent manner, but only after addressing the accessibility and the connectivity problems. Fourth solution here, Mr. Speaker, sir, is the tap-in and the tap-out concept. Mr. Speaker, even if full accessibility and connectivity in the e-ticketing system, they still can be tampered to benefit both the drivers and passengers illegally. With the current process, drivers still can manipulate the system and can undercharge or overcharge fares. Motive is nothing else but to steal funds. My view in the top-up will lift the system performance and will be able to correct some errors in the current system, but must be put on trial first on certain routes like the urbans, and the idea is to get a feel of the system, correct the fails, and put into full operations when everybody is happy about the system. Mr. Speaker, sir, the report also highlighted the increase in the number of previously registered vehicles coming into our shores. The question on the standard and the integrity of those units, since most of the vehicles, estimated at around 60% coming to our shores, are from Japan. In 2016, LTA signed an agreement with the Japan Export Vehicle Inspection Center, abbreviated JVIC, to carry out this offshore inspection to ensure that vehicles are coming to our country, into Fiji, are well checked and pass the standard accepted by the Land Transport Authority.